Two-part question for you. How has the money conversation been with you and your spouse? Because both of you all are prime in y'all's particular spaces. Right. And then as a student of love from interviewing, I'm curious, what has been your study when it comes to money and marriages and money and relationships?
From the financial standpoint of our own marriage, I didn't expect our wedding to cost what it did. I mean, it cost $150,000. $150,000.
150?
150. You gotta say 50.
$150,000 for their wedding. $150,000. I want to give a shout out to Bareen Babes podcast. The cousins have sent me about 3 of her videos for me to watch. I started watching 1 or 2 of them. I want to give her a shout out. I'm also going to send her an offering for playing her clips because she cut it up really nice for me. And I want to know what you guys think. So Laterras and his wife, they went 50-50 on their wedding. And I want to know what you think about this. So let me just go ahead and play the rest of the video. Shout out again to Bareen. I hope I'm saying her name right. Bareen Babes podcast. This is on her channel, and I'm going to send her an offering for these clips that she clipped up so nicely for me.
150, bro?
Yes, and I didn't expect for it to be that. I wanted to get married in Dallas because Dallas was a whole lot more affordable to have a marriage. LA, everything is 3 times, you can Google it. Yeah. But it's 3 times the cost of any other market to get married. So our initial conversation was where we're going to get married, which would dictate how much this wedding's going to cost. Right. And I proposed in LA, and even getting the decor and all that for the engagement, I said, oh, I can't get married in LA. It's too expensive. And so I was like scared to have that conversation. And then I said, let's just have this conversation. So I did an interview with Essence, and I told Essence, we're deciding between.
So they're scared to have the discussion on money, but y'all is getting married, so y'all didn't talk about money? Okay.
In Dallas and LA, my heart was 100% on Dallas. I had a church on hold, the Concord church on hold. We was gonna get married in Dallas. I just had to convince her to get married in Dallas. So I was like, here, you can guide it. You can pick where you want and all that stuff. In my mind, I was like, we ain't get married in LA. Now we're planting seeds like LA is too expensive. LA is too expensive. It doesn't make sense to spend this kind of money. It doesn't make sense. And then she had a conversation after she found this particular venue for the reception. She said, can I at least just have it in LA? I'm gonna be moving to Dallas. Can I just have it in LA? And I said, all right, this is the first part of husbandry. It's not right. I said, it costs too much. She said, listen, we'll split it. We'll split it. We'll on the cost of everything. I just wanted.
So the wedding costs $150,000, and Pickmesha said, "Oh, we'll split it."
Here, and I said, "Bet."
You split the marriage?
We split the cost of the wedding. Absolutely.
So talk to me about that, bro, because the ladies are looking at you like, what?
Well, it's the reality. We both wrong. So at the end of the day, her parents told us straight up, we ain't paying for the wedding. So they were like, typically customary, the father pays for the wedding. And he said, hey, I'm letting y'all know, I can't help out. I can't pay for it. My mom said, hey, y'all got my blessing, but y'all ain't got my money. And so I said, fair. So as 2 grown adults, 2 entrepreneurs, we sat down and said, if we want the wedding that we want to have, we're going to pay for it. And so that's what we did. And that was the healthiest conversation, because it wasn't like she was putting unnecessary burden on me to be like, well, you need to pay for this, you need to do this. She was like, I got my own money, so let's do this together. And that taught me the type of partner I was marrying, that it was partnership from the very beginning.
And you didn't feel
partnership. Yeah, I don't do partnership. Now, I do not, cousins, sit down, do not drive. If you're driving, because I know a lot of you listen to my videos on your way to work, pull over to the side before, I say what I'm about to say. You pull over, great. I don't have a problem with a woman paying for her weed. I do not have a problem with a woman paying for her weed. I don't have a problem with a woman going 50-50 with her new to-be husband wedding. I don't have a problem if the wedding costs, let's say regular people, let's say it's $40,000. Well, my wedding was about $20,000. I don't have a problem with if me and my husband had to split it, him give me 10 and I give 10. I do not have a problem with that. Tell me in the comments what y'all think about that. Oh, because this is Janice, use the Pickmesha. I do use the Pickmesha. I use the Pickmesha because Janice. I use the Pickmesha. Dot. I don't have a problem. I do not have a problem with 2 people coming together and splitting the cost of getting married, even if the husband is going to be the provider. Okay. Now, y'all know my wedding, my daddy paid for my wedding. Okay. Yes, he did. My daddy gave me my money for my wedding, even though my husband was still giving me money whenever he got paid, he was giving me money. But my dad went to Jamaica, sold what he needed to sell, get what he needed to get. And and sent me my money. I was like, Daddy, I'm getting married. When can I go to Western Union? Can I go Friday? He said, no, baby, man. Me have to go to Jamaica, go sell up something, send you some money. I said, great, call me. Let me know when. Bye. Thank you, bye. So I don't have a problem. However, so you gotta wait for the however, cuz you gotta wait for the whoever. I have a problem with what's her name, Ashley, going 50-50 for this wedding for one specific reason. Okay, y'all get it? I don't have a problem with the husband and wife come together and say, let's split the cost of the wedding. In the United States, it's customary. The father of the bride pays for the wedding. That is the last thing mommy and dad is going to do for her before they send her off to her husband, is to give her a decent wedding. My wedding was very decent. We didn't have alcohol. I kept it very budget friendly. $20,000 is about what my wedding cost. And let me tell you how good God is. We got back what my dad gave for my wedding. We got that back in gifts, cash. Cash checks. Yes, we did. God really, really blessed me and Mike. When we got married, the money my dad gave, we got that back because I wrote it down. Daddy gave this much to my wedding, and we got that back in gifts, cash check. And when we woke up after our wedding night, he said, how much do we owe? I was like, $0. We didn't owe nobody, nothing but the love, okay? However, I do have a problem with Pickmesha, Ashley paying, going 50-50 for her wedding. Obviously, the mama and the daddy, okay, these are hard financial times. Maybe they ain't got it, but I think they see the writing on the wall, like, we not getting in this mess. We ain't paying for no wedding, because you can't tell me your daughter's getting married for the first time and you ain't got $10 to give her. You don't even have $100, and she's supposed to be an entrepreneur, and she could come up with $75,000, but mama and daddy don't have not even a penny to give her something right. This is my problem with this wedding, with her, Pickmesha, going 50-50. Okay? Again, I don't have a problem with you going 50-50, paying for the wedding, if that's what you have to do. But I have a problem with her going 50-50 with dear future wifey for this wedding because of this. Shout out to Barine Babes. Again, I'm going to send her an offering, and I'm playing the clips from her video because you guys sent me the video.
Welcome. We have a lot.
So let's listen to why I have a problem with her paying for this
to cover, so we're just going to get right into it. Welcome to Barine Babes. I'm your host, Vale Chikuni. We begin, dear future wifey. Some things are not adding up. So we're going to play the clips, judge him according to his words, and yes, we're going to refer to all that according to the scriptures and see if the math is mathing. If you ask me, I don't think the math is mathing, but we are here, guys. Okay, so bring those comments. I want to see the comments. So as you can see, Laterras got married, okay, and we wish them all the best, wish him all the well. But this is what he said. This is the podcast that he put out prior to him putting a ring on it, okay? So listen to what he said.
This is it, y'all. This is why I have a problem with them paying Pickmesha, paying 50-50 for the wedding. Because it's not like Barine Babe says, it's not adding up. She's so pretty. I got to send her an offer.
And then listen to the first interview that he has done since he got...
What I am doing is because I want her to have the wedding of her dreams. Let me tell you something. Those that have had weddings know that weddings can get extremely expensive.
Okay, remember, he wants her to have the wedding of her dreams. My husband said that to me too, but I already knew my daddy was going to pay for my wedding because my daddy paid for my other two brothers to get married. So I already knew daddy was going to pay for my wedding. Okay. So even if my husband wanted to have a $50,000 wedding, wedding that he could have, we going to have a wedding that my father can afford and pay for. Okay.
Extremely expensive. People spend tens of thousands of dollars for one day. And my goal is to be a good steward over the finances that God has given me and her. So it just made sense to try to create something that would attract brands to come sponsor the wedding. Now, how did that come to be? If you look on the channel.
So you wanted brands to sponsor the wedding. But you said you wanted her to have the wedding of the dreams. So shouldn't you pay for the wedding of her dreams? Okay.
Dear Future Wifey Podcast YouTube channel back in 2020. We sponsored 3 couples getting married. I spent $12,000 out of my own pocket for it. And let me tell you what happened is that during the pandemic, a lot of couples' weddings were canceled. And my daughter was going to get married. And so I had this venue. She decided she didn't want to have a big wedding. She wanted to have something very small, intimate, about 20 people. So I had this huge venue that I already had a deposit on. So I felt like I heard God tell me, go ahead and bless other people and help them get married. So I did this big call out on Facebook at the time and said, who wants to get married, whose wedding was canceled. And we had 3 couples have a group wedding. Shout out to Pastor Wilford, who officiated that wedding. And we put this wedding on in a matter of like 2 weeks or something. It was real short. You look at the video, I say it in that. But after I went through all that and I spent $12,000 of my money to help bless other people getting married. And then other people came and donated and helped these couples. So I couldn't have done it without them. But I spent $12,000 hard-earned dollars out of my pocket to bless other folks. And God told me, if you think that I'm not going to take care of you because you blessing other folks, he said, watch what happens when it's your time. And I'm going to be honest with you.
Watch what happens when it's your time. Did he not say they split the cost of the wedding, and the girl daddy and the mama didn't want nothing to do with the wedding, and he wanted to get married in Texas is cheaper? What happened to what God said? I got questions, but let's listen a little bit more and then I'm going to run.
I'm going to be very transparent with you. Sometimes I'm extremely pessimistic when it comes to the promises of God. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm being transparent and vulnerable. Sometimes I am pessimistic when it comes to the promises of God.
All right, guys. So you've heard what he said, okay? In his own words, according to him, God told him to bless the people for the wedding. And he spent his own hard-earned money, $12,000 to be exact. To do what? To bless other people for their wedding. And for that, we say, well, thank you for blessing other people for their wedding. This is the message that he got from God.
Agreed.
That's what he said. God told him to bless other people. And because he blessed other people, the God that he saves, the God who told him to do this, he's going to show him, make sure that he also blesses him in his wedding.
That's what he's saying, right? So the reason why I played backwards, because Burying Beans played it the other way, is I wanted you to hear what he said after the fact. You understand? They came out of their pocket and they paid for the weed. And she went 50-50 because her parents didn't want to have nothing. She volunteered after he said, I wanted her to have the wedding of the dreams. He just wasn't willing to pay for it. He was not willing to come out of his pocket to pay for it. If you want her to have the wedding of the dreams, shouldn't you come out of your pocket and pay for it? But no, because God didn't tell him that. The same way God didn't tell him this was his wife, or she said, God said that was your wife. If that's like Mike want to have the life of my dreams, but he want to go 50-50 with me, pay mortgages and bills and stuff. But this is what Pickmeshas get. This is why you cannot be a Pickmesha. Because in the end, honey, the truth is going to hit you right in your face. I have to go, y'all. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Listen, Laterras, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. And now they are about to monetize the deception. And they're going to make a lot of money on the lies and the deception they're about to monetize. Is he a wolf in sheep's clothing or a shepherd? I'm teaching a free class. Sign up for it. It is free. It's a free class. $1 to register to make sure you're really taking the class, because I want to show you how to see the wolves in sheep's clothing. It's time for Christian women to stop being deceived. I love you. I have to go. Talk to you later. Let me know what you think about this. Bye.